Hey guys, how you guys are doing? This is Fabian Reed here coming at you. I'm super excited to have the opportunity to share with you another segment. And thank you all for all of your great messages, and thank you for your encouragement. This is very encouraging, and I'm really excited and happy to have the opportunity to share with you in this medium. We call this channel, whatever you want to call it. So it's great to have you here. So today I want to talk to you about, in just for a few minutes, I want to talk to you about the power of a decision. You know, today I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said, Fabian, I have so much ideas in my mind, so much things written down, so many things that I want to do, so many things that I want to pursue, and I have these things for so many years and I've not been able to pursue them. And I said, dude, all you have to do is to make a decision. And so I was thinking back in my life, all the decisions that I've made in my life that got me to the stage that I am right now. You know, looking back at 19 years old when I first started my first business, I said, wow, you know, I was scared. I didn't have any money. I didn't have any education. I didn't have anything at all. Okay, I didn't have any preparation. I had no business credibility. I had nothing that I can think that would help me to become successful in life. You know, and you know, this one guy, he looked at me and he said, Fabian, I believe in you and I know that you can do it. You know, someone believed in me at that time. Someone looked at me and said, Fabian, you know, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna guide you. And so in this segment, I want to share with you the value of a decision. And you know, the power of this of the decision that you make, and the power of the decision that you don't make is gonna alter your life forever. And you don't know what you don't know. But when you do know what you didn't know, that's when life is going to change for you. And we call that awareness. And the power of that awareness comes from making a decision. You don't know if the decision is a powerful decision unless you make the decision. So make the decision. There's so many people right now. I think it was in New York, actually. I was in New York driving past the cemetery, and someone looked at me and said, Fabian, that is one of the most richest places in this state and on earth. And I said, why? He said, because a lot of people there died with their dreams, songs that haven't been written, art that haven't been put place on canvas, business ideas that died within them that they have not been able to pursue, because they hadn't made a decision. So today, I don't want you to die with that dream, with that goal, with that objective, with that burning desire, that one thing that you want to do in your life inside of you. It doesn't matter how successful you are in your life. It doesn't matter if you're not successful. I know there's something in your life that you want to do, that you want to pursue. It doesn't just have to be an opportunity. It could be something in your life. And all the decisions in our lives alter our lives forever. But you got to make that decision. Because if you don't make the decision, it is going to rob you of your peace. And we have to let go of what robs us of our peace. You see, the two reasons why people don't make decisions is, number one, fear. They don't want to face the consequences or face success because of the decision that they're going to make. Some people are fearful of success, and some people are fearful of failure. And so I want to encourage you, don't be fearful, because fear, the acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is what you put in your mind. No one put that in your mind. It's nothing real. It's not tangible. Okay? It's a thought that you put in your mind. You tell yourself that you can't do it. You tell yourself it's not going to work. You tell yourself, you know, you're making a mistake. You tell yourself all of these things. So I want to encourage you to do this. Next time you feel fearful in making a decision, I want you to hack your brain. You see, you go into a computer and you tell the computer what you want it to do. You manipulate a couple of things and you make the computer do exactly what you tell it to do. I can remember I was on my computer at one time, and I was working on a document. I think it was working on a video or something, and all of a sudden I felt my mouse moving. Well, I see it moving, not like I felt it moving. I can see the mouse moving on my screen, and I'm fighting with the mouse to make sure that it doesn't go where I wasn't taking it. And you know what? Somebody hacked in my computer, and I pressed the power button immediately. and turn off the computer, waited for like 10 minutes, and then I turned it back on, and I turned off the Wi-Fi immediately and closed all of the programs, rebooted it, restored it, everything, and ran a antivirus program on my computer and cleaned all of the malware from my computer. And then never again I had that problem. And so that is exactly what we need to do. You see, we do these things with computers, but we don't do these things with our mind. We don't go in and clean out our mind and get out all the malware from our mind. You see, all the information that we listen to every single day, all the negative, all the depressing stuff that we listen to every single day, all of that is malware going into your mind. And that malware is robbing you of your destiny, is robbing you of your dreams, is robbing you of your creativity. So you got to hack your brain, and you got to hack your brain by going into your brain and start telling your brain and replacing your brain with different words, telling yourself something different than what you're telling yourself right now. You might be saying to yourself, this is not going to work. I'm so tired. I can't do this exam. I can't get this here done. I don't know if I'm going to succeed. I don't know if I'm going to pass. Stop telling yourself that and start telling yourself exactly what you want. Don't speak the things that you don't want. Speak the things that you do want, because the things that you don't want, you're going to get more of what you don't want when you keep speaking them. So don't go into your mind and create those fearful feelings, those fearful experiences. Get rid of those. Okay? That's why people don't make decisions. The second reason why people don't make a decision is because they're thinking about what other people are thinking. Wow, I have news for you today. You know what people are thinking? I can tell you what people are thinking. They're thinking about themselves. Even if they talk about you, they might talk about you for 5 minutes, but they will forget you, because the only thing that people are interested in is themselves. They're not thinking about you. They're not going to bed at night, oh my God, Fabian trying to make this decision, this is going to affect my life. You're not going to affect their lives. You're not going to do nothing to them. They're not thinking about you. So if you have to make a decision, do it. And guess what? When you make the decision, I want you to ask yourself this question before you make the decision. What difference is it going to make in the next 2 to 5 years? What difference is it going to make in the next 5 years or the next 10 years? Will they remember when I make this decision? They probably will remember if you become successful with it. And they probably will remember if you're not successful with it, because if you're not successful with it, then what you're going to do is going to open another door to another opportunity for you to pursue what you were pursuing in the beginning. So you gotta fix those two things. You gotta fix getting rid of the things, of those fearful thoughts in your mind. And number 2, you gotta stop thinking about people. Fix that. Don't think about what people are thinking. Get rid of those 2 things, and now you can make a decision. So here's 4 things I want you to focus on when you're making a decision. Number 1, you want to ask for help. You find someone that you can trust, someone that is optimistic, not pessimistic. There are people that every time you share an idea with them, they will say, oh, that can't work. I don't know what you're going to even think about doing that. Guys, do not talk to people like that. Even if it's your own spouse, even if it's your own children, even if it's your own parents. It doesn't matter. You speak only with optimistic people that believe in you. And you don't ask for help because you're weak. You ask for help because you want to be strong. And that's why you ask for help. You want to ask for help to get a different perspective, not to a optimistic person for them to tell you what to do. No, because you have a perspective, that person have a perspective. When you put 2 perspectives or 3 perspectives together, then you're going to have a broader perspective. And not necessarily the person have to be optimistic to the level that they become a yes person for you. They might give you constructive criticism, but because you respect that person, you're going to ask them for their opinion. And they're going to give you an objective opinion. I have people that influences my life. And sometimes they influence my life, and I make decisions based on what they say to me. And sometimes I have to say to myself, Fabian, you cannot make a decision based on what they say to you. You have to make a decision based on what you believe. And so that is what I believe. So I'm going to make a decision based on what I believe, regardless if I go with their recommendation or not. And if I go with their recommendation or don't go with their recommendation, they're not going to love me any less. They can respect me even more for making a decision based on what I believe in. And so that's why you speak with someone that you have respect for. You speak with someone that that influence your life in a positive way. You ask for help. Always ask for help. It makes your job so much easier when it comes to making a powerful decision. The next thing you need to do, you need to make a decision. You need to do it now. Don't procrastinate. You know why? Because procrastination is steal of time, steal of talent, steal of ideas, steal of money. It steals every single thing from your life. And with procrastination, you always pay more. Look at an airline ticket for an example. I can remember many experiences, many times I went online. I fly sometimes with a specific airline that allows you to put tickets on hold, and I go on and I register my ticket. The price is amazing, and I said I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and I put it on hold for 24 hours. And you know what? 24 hours is actually 11:59 p.m. And then you know when I remember that I need to go and pay for that ticket? 12:01 a.m. And I'm logging on, I'm rushing, trying to get my credit card to log on and register this thing. And when I go in and process the ticket, you know what it tells me? It shows me, oh, you lost this fare. The fare is now $100 more, $200 more. You know why? Because of procrastination. If I find a good deal, do it now. What am I expecting to get $50 off? And $50 is gonna end up probably costing me more, costing me the stress to think about it. Actually, when you do things now, it stops you from thinking about that thing that you need to do anyway. You just accumulate more things in your mind that you don't need to have in your mind. You do it now. Okay, I have a friend that is amazing at this, and when I look at this person, this person, I love their attitude, I love their mindset, I love how they act on things. When you tell them do something, to do it now. I love to live that type of lifestyle. I love to create that kind of habits. And I have that habit, and I always do things now. I hate procrastinating because procrastination steals so much from me, and I pay a higher price when I do procrastinate. So do it now. Ask for help and do it now. So what's the next thing that you need to do in order to make a good decision? Well, the next thing that you need to do, you need to understand and you need to develop, because this is a habit as well that you need to work on. You need to know who you are. You need to know who you are. In Christ, you need to know who you are. In God, you need to know who you are. In this world, you need to know why you were created. You need to know how you were created and for what you were created. And let me tell you something. When I discover my purpose in life, for me, life changed. I've never been the same person since then. And that's over 30 years ago, my friend. And so I want to say to you, on this day, discover who you are. Discover your reason. Here's a good book that I read, and my friend, we talked about this here today, and he was sharing with me, Fabian, I need to get to this book because this book keeps telling me that I have to read it all the time. Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. And when I read that book, I can't remember how many years I read that book. 25 years ago, I can't remember if it's 20 years, if maybe it stand to be corrected, but very long time when the book first came out. And that book changed my life. It gave me so much clarity in what I needed to do in order to pursue my purpose in life. And I was able to identify my purpose, and it became so clear. Maybe in another segment we can talk about how to identify your purpose and what it feels like when you do identify your purpose, because it's really a feeling. You feel such peace that and there's nothing and there's no one that can rob you of that. You have so much clarity, even if you don't know every step and every detail of the destination and the journey of where you're going, but you know what it looks like, you know what it feels like. There's no one that can rob you from that or take it away from you, sorry. And so it is very important, ladies and gentlemen, very important, my friend, that you know what you want and you know who you are, what you are, who you are. Okay? And so the next thing that is very important, and number 4, very important, don't make any excuses. Because excuses is like procrastination. Excuses, we call it excusitis. Excuses robs you of your dreams. Some people, make excuses why they're late, make excuses why they have to smoke, make excuses why they have to drink, make excuses to justify the things they know that they're not supposed to do. Don't make any excuses. If you arrive late, you don't have to tell people or have to tell the person that was waiting on you for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, oh, the traffic, or I ran out of gas, or I had to stop at the gas station. Don't make any excuses, because it just makes you look worse. And people don't want to do business with people that make excuses. If you make if you arrive late for a meeting, say, I'm so sorry, I apologize, and that's it. You don't have to give a reason why you're late. Don't ever give a reason why you're late, because if you give a reason why you're late, it means that you're making excuses. And excuses will rob you of your dreams. It will rob you of your freedom. So don't make any excuses. Excuses is too heavy. It's too weightful. It's like heavy bags, heavy weights on your shoulders, and you can't get them off. You got to be walking around with them. Those are excuses. And you know what you do? You not only give excuses, you take excuses from people. People tell you why they can't do something, and instead of you empathizing with them, you sympathize with them. And you see, and that's a weakness of leadership, and that's another topic that we can talk about later on. So excuses rob you of your ability to lead. Excuses rob you of your ability to execute. Excuses rob you of your ability to be an example in this world and be an example in the marketplace. And so, very important. And the last and final thing, train your mind. Train your mind to think different. Train your mind to think the thoughts that you want to think, and think the things that you want to pursue. And so if you follow these things, I know and I believe, just from my experience, because these are things that I've applied to my life and have changed my life. Am I perfect in all of them? No, but I'm telling you this, every single day I'm aware of these things, and I keep applying them. I keep applying them over and over and over and over all the time. So let's do it now, my friend. Let's stop making excuses. Ask for help because you want to be strong. Don't ask for help because you're weak. Okay? And I know that life is going to change for you. So I thank you for the opportunity to be able to share with you again. I thank you for the opportunity to add value to your life. Now, here's the deal. And I want to make a commitment with you. I want you to take these few things that I just shared with you, these few mindset habits, and start right now and apply them to something that you have in your life that you're probably procrastinating. Take a decision right now on something that you're supposed to make a decision on that is robbing you of your peace. And if it's robbing of your peace, you got to get rid of it. You have to get rid of it. You got to make a decision on it right now. Whether the decision is to stay with it or continue with it, or cancel it or move away from it. It doesn't matter what decision, make one. But when you make that decision, stand firm on it. Don't ever go back on the decision that you make. Because if you go back on the decision that you make, you're actually training your mind for failure. You're training your mind for failure. And the subconscious doesn't know if what is real from what not is real. From what is not real from what is real. The subconscious mind can't determine that. Okay? And so I know if you apply these things, I think life is going to change for you in a little bit every day, just a little bit every day, just a little bit every day. It's not about one big change, guys. It's little changes every day that is going to make the difference in your life. And so that's the power of a decision. So I hope this information find you in great spirits and help you today to do something amazing with your life. So believe and defend your dream. God bless you guys. Take care.